Chris Fernandez, John Foster.
Back.
Sports Talk. We're back, Chris, back in business.
Right, Coach. Eldorado Sports coming right at you here from the city of Houston. Guys, we touch base on tennis, Coach's tennis career, and what he's doing presently with writing a book and how we can fix tennis. If he has any last comments about tennis, Coach, let me have them. If not, we'll circle around to the Houston Texans. We dropped off with the new season upcoming with training camp coming up, OTAs, Coach. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Closing thoughts on tennis, and then let's go to Texas.
And then we'll go in?
Yes.
All right, tennis. I just want to say, I've been doing this a long time, 38 years, since 85 coaching. Took up tennis 15, took it up late. I was boxing. I was fought nationals, junior Olympics, won the state title, and don't like to fight, so I gave it up to go travel the world and do tennis, and I don't regret it. I still love boxing. I'm doing a lot of boxing right now, commentating. Right. I know a lot of people. I work for Angelo Dundee at the same coaching professional boxers. It's a history. Read the book. I got a little bit in there. It's not too much about me, or I don't want it that way. I want it more about the problems in American tennis, and we need to fix those problems, and we can. They're all fixable. But it's going to take time. It's going to take years, and a plan. And the USTA and the U.S. Racket Sports Professional Association also, a couple turns, couple moves, and it can be fixed. And, but I'm going to write the book and throw it down there and lay it out for you. From the coaching to the curriculum to the pickleball to the red ball, green dot ball, to online coaching, to regular coaching where coaches are trying to put Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal next to a 3.0 player. And there's no similarity at all, anything they're doing. And if you don't know what to do, then you need to learn, and you shouldn't have a degree in coaching tennis, because that's a problem. You wanted me to hit it, I'll hit it. There's over 80%, I would put 80%, and I have proof, of people that cannot play tennis, that play tennis. And when I say they can't play, they don't use their body, they don't use spin, they use their arm. That's not tennis. Tennis, you get a lot of exercise. If you use your body and you run around and you hit 5, 6, 10, 15 balls, if you're that good, you got to get that good. I coached, here's where I get it, I coached 8 ladies. I lost my courts a couple of years ago and I had to go, so I'm coaching them for pennies on the dollar just to get some clients at this place, so I figured I'd help the community. Nice ladies, they're all in their 60s, 70, up there. So, okay, let's go, ladies, show me your forehand. Do you know what topspin is? They don't know what topspin is. How long you been playing? 21 years, 18 years, 15 years, 30 years. You don't know what topspin is. You don't hit it? No, it's something like this. That's crazy. Okay, none of them have a swing. They can't hit the ball. It's a joke. Okay, backhand, the same thing. Volleys. It's pickleball. What's a continental grip? I don't know. How long you been playing? 21 years, 18 years, 25 years. We need lessons. Yeah, I did lessons. With who? Where? You need to go sue somebody. I mean, it's a joke.
Need your money back.
It's terrible. So I'm like, here's the serve. Patty cake.
Right.
Well, I've been taking lessons. You play on a team. Yeah, 20 years on a team. What team? 3.5. 3.5. 3.0 is where you know how to play a match and you can play. 3.5 is a little above that. Some people might call it intermediate. Sorry. To me, intermediate would be 4.0. You got to go to 4.0. How long you been 3.5? 25 years?
Oh, wow.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
So there's a problem. 80% I'd put it. Okay? 80%. And there's a good 30% that run around and they play pretty good tennis, but they really don't play it correctly. They'll just be using their arm, and yeah, they can play the ball back and forth. Are they using their legs? Are they using linear and rotational? Are they jumping up into their serve? Are they diving after volleys the right way? No. So you got that, I'd say, I don't know, I'm just throwing this on, 30% that plays a high level, 4.5. 5.0, you got strokes. 4.5 level, 20, 30% in there. So they look good, but if you really know what you're looking at, they can't play, okay? They can't go to the 5-0 level. There's a lot of pros. Brooksby, we were just talking about Brooksby. I mean, I'd love to talk to him. I hate to tell him, but, you know, and everybody knows his serve. He can't hit it over 100. You can't break an egg with it. 100 miles an hour. But he's beating top 20 players in the world. I sit there, and then he finally runs into the wall, which is a Nadal, a Federer, a Djokovic. I mean, you know, you're not going to beat that. No way. I mean, he might. The guy, Brooksby, I love you, man. I mean,
he's a dude, coach.
He's an animal, man,
Yeah,
and he can compete. He's like he's like Andy Roddick without strokes.
Yep.
He's Andy Roddick. If he had strokes, he'd be number one. You'd be number one, Brooksby. For sure. You need to come see me, man. I mean, for sure. It's a joke. You need to take 2 years off and learn strokes.
Mr. Brooksby, I
would
go
strongly, the world. Sorry, I got to say it, man. I mean, it's
recommend you come see Coach.
Yeah. Now, here's something that I've done for a long time. Nobody has heard of me. I've wasted my time for 20 years coaching kids that don't even know what they're getting. I'm a high-performance tennis coach, USPTA. There's only 500, you know. I was top 250 that got into the group. To me, the high USTA, Nick Saviano taught it. To me, if you're a tennis coach, you need to have that kind of training. I mean, that's just basic. To me, I mean, it's very good training, but it's training that every coach should have. If they don't, you shouldn't be coaching tennis. I mean, I'm seeing parents, I coach kids up, and then the parent takes over, and the parent played college tennis, and they think they know it all now, and then it's all gone, you know. Ambidextrous coaching is coming, everybody. It's the future. You got to do it. If you're not doing that, in the book you'll see it, and I'll start YouTube. Mike, we're going to show it. They grow up aesthetically correct. Why would you have your 6 or 7-year-old kid play tennis until they were 11, 12 years old and turn to you, hey, Dad, Mom, you know what? I want to go. I'm going to be a soccer player. Well, if they've been playing tennis for 5 or 6 years competitively and playing tournaments, they're deformed. No, I don't say that. They're aesthetically imbalanced, and you cannot fix it. They're done. They go to college, they want to lift weights and look right. The right chest is smaller than the left. The shoulder's bigger, the arm's bigger, the bone's bigger, the muscles are bigger. You can't fix it. They're done. I mean, Sammy Giammalva, you know, he went through it. His son went through it. There's stress fractures. Why wouldn't you want to serve with 2 hands?
Right.
And that's something for you, Rafa.
There's also, Coach, there's also a strategic advantage to that.
Oh, it'll
right
change the rules of the game, my friend. Now the ambidextrous is just training 10 and under to be better athletes. That's what we're doing anyhow at 10 and under. You're not making tennis players. I commend one of the French players, Leconte or somebody, Henry Leconte, I believe. He blasted the French Tennis Association for I believe it was Henry, for training the kids at 10, 11 years old, sending them out on national competition. Yeah, it's too early. You're hurting. The development it's bad. I see some coaches. I won't mention any names over there in France, but you know, you got them doing a Rafael Nadal or Djokovic swing, you know, whipping through the ball. Their arm is going to fall off. You know. It's going to fall off. They won't make it. They'll be done when they're 17. They're going to get hurt, you know? Right. Make them athletes. Let them cross-train at 10. Now, boys are different than girls. Girls, you know, by 13, they need to be playing ball, okay? But boys, you know, you can hold off a little bit. They should be playing tennis. But, you know, soccer, basketball, martial arts, do you know, get protection. I believe you should get your black belt degree in something, anything. Then, you know, 80% of society you don't have to worry about. The other 20% you don't want to mess with anyhow. You know, military, and you don't fight. You know, don't fight. But if it does happen, at least you have a puncher's chance to get yourself out of it and maybe go home. And that's the whole goal, to go home. Don't fight, okay?
Right.
All right, so there you go. Said a mouthful. I know I didn't make a lot of friends out there, but I did make a lot, but I also lost a lot.
Yeah,
but that's
Coach,
okay. We can
Coach,
go there.
The truth hurts, but I'd rather hear the truth than to go through life living and playing the wrong way.
It'll get better. It'll get better. But it's all about topspin. It's not about more tournaments. That's another thing, tournaments. We'll talk about all these things, and I'll break them down. Tournaments in Texas, It's too much money. They don't give out trophies. They need to give T-shirts, and they need to care about the tournament. The parents aren't going. You're losing tennis.
Okay.
And that's USTA. USTA, if they're going to sanction tournaments for people to run tournaments and stuff, they got to put money back into the tournament and make it a fun tournament. Or we're not going to have tennis players. And we don't right now. We lost. You guys tell me the number, man. Right? jfgrandslam@gmail.com. Let me know. Hey, John, you're wrong. The tournaments are great, man. It's all, good. Now, I know there are some good tournaments out there, and that's good. But I know a lot of poor ones that are going on too.
Right.
And it's not working. It's not working. We're not developing talent. We're not. We're losing it.
Hey, Coach, how about we talk a little bit about, hate to interrupt, but let's talk a little bit about getting back to what the NFL
season
looks
go.
like this year.
Yeah, let's get on to
and
some.
We're going to have more tennis. Next.
No more tennis. No.
Huh? No more? Okay.
All right.
Well, we're looking at the Texans, Coach. The Texans season's coming up. It's coming around for 2025. They have ongoing OTAs right now. Of course, basically you're looking at training camp. July 23rd.
We're going, aren't we?
We should be going. Yes, sir. We usually always go. Eldorado News, Eldorado Magazine is always at Houston Texans training camp. We love it, Coach. We love the way that things are being done. It looks like this season the Texans are going to have four quarterbacks. Of course, C.J. Stroud, your starter. Davis Mills will be your backup. And two other fellas looking to get signed and staying on the team, for the Texans. And just our thoughts on what they might be on the 90-man roster. What do you think that we need? What do you think that we have?
Well, it's all, you're jumping around. He's doing that again. He's setting me up, for where he wants me. All right, it's all about the offensive line, Chris, and you know that. He's the one that preaches that all the time. Right. So he threw me a tomato there, or a baseball. So
baseball.
It's a good thing I had my glove on. Anyway, the offensive line, Chris, we got rid of the big money guy, the great all-pro, jumping off sides. But the thing was, it wasn't, and I don't think the national media got this. They didn't know that, C.J. Stroud was on the ground, and because somebody missed an assignment, nobody goes over and picks him up.
Right.
And the guys were quitting before the play was over. And then he gets hit. I mean, there was just no. You got to be mean, man. You're an offensive lineman, man. You knock down trees, and anybody touches your quarterback, you take. They're checking out.
And you always learn, Coach, on something like that.
When
your lineman is the guy to the inside or to the right of you, with the one that can get to the quarterback the fastest, that's who you take. And it doesn't matter the guy that's on you. If you're on the outside, because that guy's going to get to your quarterback slower than the guy that's on the inside or to your right, because that's closer to your quarterback. And it seems as though that was happening, that they were letting a lot of the free guys come in.
Oh, they were killing him. He was the most hit, 30 in the league. He was the most. You know what? We might have. Hopefully he can get it back. But I got bad news for you guys.
Right.
Okay, C.J. Stroud went through shock. I mean, his game dropped. Everybody noticed it. He wasn't on target. His first year, he could throw through this circle over here, from 50 yards away.
Right.
He wasn't doing that this year. He was getting hit so much. He was worried about his life. Guys were just coming in clean and getting him. So he stepped back this last year because of getting hit so much.
Right.
And he wasn't able to check off at the line.
And you saw a lot of that. You saw a lot of the pass and run and options. You didn't see a lot of that. He chose to either hand the ball off or throw it.
Well, he didn't choose. See, the offense, and that's why we let him go, because he was calling all the plays. He was in charge of everything. And I'll tell you what, I quarterbacked. I did it for 3 years. That's what I wanted to be, was a quarterback. Played for Notre Dame, be Joe Theismann or Joe Montana. But I'm soaking wet. I'm all of 155 pounds. And when I was a kid, I was 100 pounds.
Right.
But I was still the quarterback. I could throw the ball, get away, all that. But the one time that I don't see it coming, my life is over. So. But
and the votes taught that, Coach.
You got to be able to go up to the line. Now, I can't talk it better than Clint Stern. I love this guy. I mean, he was the third string backup for the Cowboys. You can't know more about football than that. I mean, he was around some great players, and he knows the game. So as a quarterback, I called all my own plays the first year. I was the only quarterback in the league. I would go in the huddle and call my plays and call off the coach. I ran a quarterback sneak one time for a touchdown. Coach wanted to play. I go, nah, I got this. And I go down, nobody there, and I ran it like 80, probably 60 yards. It was probably an 80-yard field for a touchdown on a quarterback sneak. But anyhow, you got to check off. Imagine walking up to the line. I can't. If this really happened, that's a shame. I can't see how the coach. You go up to the line, you see something's not right, and you can't call it off. You got to be able to check it down. I don't think he was able to do that this last year. I could be wrong on that, but I think so. I think that's what Clint was saying, and they came out with that. You know, you got to you see things, and especially your second year.
You're talking about Tunsil?
No, the quarterback, C.J. Stroud.
The defensive end, Tunsil was letting a lot of folks that.
No, he wasn't letting people in, but his attitude.
Oh,
the line was replaced because of their attitude. You know, what is our coach?
D'Amico Ryan.
D'Amico. What the defense is great. We have a world-class defense. Why? They are mean. They will eat your. They will eat the bear.
Linebacker, so he's got a mindset that's that of a linebacker.
Even when the guy hurt the quarterback, guess what? D'Amico and them were like, oh sorry, well, next, and then they were bringing in. I mean, he wants those guys mean on the edge to be, and some people believe that in football. I mean, you need somebody that's on the edge of illegal, and then that's look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, what's so funny, guys? You guys watch this. You think they're mean nowadays. Back in the 70s, watch it sometime. Dan Pastorini. You know what they did? No, it's crazy. And then nobody did anything about it. Mean Joe Green and I love them. The Steelers, I was a big Dolphin fan. And we would have ruled the 70s if Zonka, Kick, and Warfield don't go away. That's another story for another day. Anyhow, so the Oilers are playing the Steelers, right? And the play's over, like 10 seconds. And I don't think it was Mean Joe, L.C. Green. Goes over to Dan Pastorini, picks him up and throws him on his head.
Down. Yes.
Did you ever see that?
Yes, I believe so.
No penalty. So anyway, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You talk Dick Butkus. You talk just nuts, man. I mean,
I've given D'Amico Ryan a lot of credit.
Deacon Jones.
A lot of credit for keeping C.J. Stroud positive last season. I spoke with him. I was at the Texas training camp, and I spoke with him very, very shortly. I told him, hey, I look forward to 2024. He said, we're making all possible changes. We're doing everything we possibly can. Okay, Coach, that's great. I give a lot of kudos for keeping everyone positive on that offensive line. And if he's making changes, if made the changes, that is great.
Positive and mean. New attitude.
Of course, we talked a little bit about football. We talked about basketball. We
baseball.
talked about baseball. And tennis, of course. Gold Cup.
Tennis. Well, we got Wimbledon coming up. We didn't talk about that.
Okay, let's shoot.
Arya Sabalenka losing to Coco Golf second time. But she made a mistake here. She's, she feels like she should win, and she should probably. The strokes are better. Coco doesn't have the greatest strokes. People that know. But strokes don't win it all.
Yep.
She's got heart and guts and fights and a good mental game. A lot of times it's mental, guys. It's mental and strokes. Strokes don't win matches. Now there are some people that disagree with that. In fact, I talked to somebody the other day that would tell you just the opposite. But I'm not one to argue that point with somebody. I know they've been doing it a long time and they believe what they believe. But when you make a player now, strokes early on. I talked with Duke Odazar about this. Physicality might win early on, but then as you get better into the game and professional, everybody's physicality is about the same. Everybody has pretty good strokes. Some are a little worse than others, but what's making them win is how the variety they have, how much they can adapt, how they compete, how good they are at competing, and well, they're all if you're doing professional sports, you're a great competitor. But how big is your variety of game plans? You know, that's what you need. Like Arthur, let me give you an example. Arthur Ashe finally beat Jimmy Connors. How did he do that? Well, they sat down and they had a meeting with him. A couple other coaches sat down with Arthur before the U.S. Open Finals and said, Arthur, here's what you got to do. And they talked to him and he said, you do this, this, and this, and you'll beat Jimmy tomorrow. And he went out there and did it. Okay? That's the secret. And here's another thing about Arthur Ashe that you don't know, and some people don't know. Arthur Ashe became a lot better tennis player when he did my footwork class. No, I mean, okay.
No, he didn't.
But it will make you a better tennis player all the way around.
When he took his Zumba class.
When he did my Zumba tennis class.
Zumba tennis.
No, he was in a athletic environment, track and field, and he watched this one guy jump out of this ditch, you know, like 6 feet, boom, and he's like, wow, that's amazing, and he became friends with this guy, got to know him, and the guy's a, you know, triathlete, you know, and he competes and all that, and they became friends. So Arthur would go and watch him compete in the Olympics and whatever games that he would do, and then the guy would come and watch Arthur play tennis, and he's watching Arthur play tennis, and he goes, man, he doesn't know how to move. So he taught him how to get faster on the court, and then he became one of the top players, and maybe, I don't think he ever really became number one, but he was right, you know, right there where he could beat anybody in any given day. Instead of being top 10, he was now top 2 or 3, you know. So,
in your book,
because he learned to move correctly, move better.
In your book, do you have any, how you say, any descriptions, any stories on, like for instance,
lots of stories.
Arthur Ashe.
Lots of stories.
Some big time 70 events, like who won what? That was it Gibbs and Barcelona?
So yeah, well,
Martina.
Well, you know, I didn't finish saying that when I was talking with Mike earlier about Tim Heckler and how, you know, he doesn't brag about it. We go to the USPTA quarters and we're going, and I see in this other room some stuff from Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs, you know, that I go, well, hey, Tim, yeah, you guys did something with that. And I'm looking at some of the memorabilia in there. And yeah, we did. Tim he didn't say anything. So at his funeral, I'm talking to some executives from USTA at his house, and I said, hey, Tim had a lot to do, or you know, he did something with that Billie Jean King, Bobby Riggs thing. He goes, John, Tim did that. That was Tim's baby. Tim made that happen, just like he made the USPTA what it is or was today. Now the United States Racket Professional Association. You know, we joined pickleball. So it's a good sport. It really is a good sport. Now this is a sport. You want to paddle tennis. It never took off. Now that's something. You watch paddle tennis. You got to play it off the back wall. You got to go in and out. Talk to Mike May. Hey Mike, I'm going to call you. We're talking soon, Mike. And they're one of the best players in the world from the Houstonian. I'm still a Houstonian member. I'm coming back. Okay, so now they're all scared. They're jumping. So got to re-up my membership there. Yeah. So now it's like I think I paid $10,000 for it deposit, and now it's like probably $20,000 for the associate. You know, the executive is probably what $35,000. You know, then you still pay $300. I paid like back then $250 for my locker, which was nice. Nowadays I probably can't get a locker. They're probably all sold. What a club. Houstonian has to be one of the top clubs in the country. The only thing that I really am upset about is that they gave up the golf course. The Houstonian used to be part of it. So, you know.
I've been to the Houstonian. My sister used to work there.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Beautiful. It's one of the top.
Oh, yeah. Sure is.
Yeah, Barbara Bush and God bless them, Bush Sr., you know, they were members there, and Barbara, I heard stories that she would run away from the CIA. From the Secret Service. Yeah, have you seen Barbara? She got away again.
I wanted to circle back one last time on the Texans. Well, it looks like there's preseason. You had 3 games for the preseason, and they're all against NFC championship games. These are all NFC NFC games, and you're looking at Minnesota, you're looking at North Carolina, the Panthers, you're looking at teams that are strong in NFC, and of course they're starting the season also in the NFC. How do you think they're going to fare in the schedule, Coach? How do you think the Texans will fare in this year's schedule as far as, you know?
This year, how are we going to do? I'll tell you what. Last year, because we won the division, and man, it's not fair. I don't know how they do this. They do the if you win the division, you play all number one teams, every one. You get no break the whole season. So it's really amazing that we had that the other year. We went up and we won like that. Well, the first year that our coach was here, D'Amico, Mr. Ryans, we had a weak schedule because it was all the losing end. So then the next year to repeat it, no, you don't have the bottom schedule. You got all the teams that made the playoffs, every single one.
Yep.
And so we'll have that again. So that's a tough schedule.
Yep.
We have the team to do it. We have the defense as long as they stay healthy, and D'Amico's on point with that. Now, hopefully, the new offensive coordinator, given CJ's going to have to take control. The one thing that they say that they don't have is leadership on the offensive side. So CJ, he's more of a reserve type of guy. And like I said, I hope he didn't lose too much from getting hit too much last year, but he's lost some confidence. So hopefully he can get that back, and these guys.
I'll tell you what, the NFL is not going to make it easy schedule for them this year.
No.
They have a lot of
There
NFC teams that they're facing. Three preseason games. You're looking at Detroit, you're looking at the Rams, and Tampa. The first three games in August, September, August 23rd, September 7th, and the 24th of September. They play their first home game. Actually, they're at Jacksonville. The first game of the season is at Jacksonville.
That's good.
Coach, and then they're seeing the Seattle Seahawks. They're looking at San Francisco.
Yeah.
They're looking at Denver. Let's see, towards the bottom of the order, they get to play Buffalo, Indiana, Tennessee, Kansas City, Chiefs. Coach,
Yeah, murderer's row. It's a tough schedule, guys.
It looks very tough, especially because they're starting with NFC teams.
The only break we have, which is a big break, we have the weakest division. So we got 4 teams that we're going to play twice.
Or Tennessee, and you have Jacksonville.
But to play Kansas City, Detroit, come on, God, But I mean, you know what? We're that good. We're that good.
They should
but
win the AFC
that line
division.
has to have attitude.
They should win their division.
Oh yeah, they should win the division again. There doesn't seem to be anybody that's caught up with us as far as talent on the field
Texas
and what we're doing.
I think the biggest challenge may be Indianapolis, but you're also looking at Tennessee and Jacksonville.
Right. So we'll see. Yep.
I'm looking forward to going to training camp.
Yeah, training camp. We'll have a lot more information in training camp this year.
On that.
Yeah.
We'll have more reporting for you guys as training camp begin. And again, it begins on the 23rd of July. Usually, it's always in June. For some reason, it's hopped over, probably because of Gold Cup. It's crossed over to July. So usually it's mid-June. Beginning of June.
Training camp, really? So it's moved up?
It's moved up to July. Yeah.
Because usually in June we're going down.
Yes, that's when we're at. We're
there usually.
Huh? Well, like I said, it could be because of the Gold Cup. Gold Cup is pushing them up a little bit.
Really?
I believe so. Yep.
Okay.
Gold Cup's finishing up, right around, I think it's July 6th, Gold Cup.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I wouldn't know that the NFL would jockey off of...
Well, because they're using the stadium. The final is that.
Oh, they
the
do.
Final is,
maybe so.
The final for Gold Cup is NRG.
Uh-huh.
At NRG.
Right.
Okay? So, just so you know, that's where the final is. And we don't know who's in the finals. We don't know who's going to be in the semifinals. We will find out after the quarterfinals. I have a good idea that we're going to have your favorite team there. Mexico, U.S., Canada. And I'm going to go ahead and just put myself out there and say Costa Rica might be out there. Depending on how it goes, but of course Mexico is paying Costa Rica, so I don't think they'll be one of the choices. But one of your favorites is going to be out there.
I didn't finish my story with Sabalenka and Coco. So they've met twice in the finals, and Sabalenka's lost twice. She lost her head a little bit and showed some poor sportsmanship, which, you know, and she made up for it. Made up for it. She also apologized, but that could have been her sponsors coming back. But I think she's a good person. And just like Djokovic, he takes she was sticking up for Djokovic. It's so funny. Yeah, leave Djokovic alone. You know, the guys are on him. You know, he's done some things, and the media bashes him being a bad guy, this and that, and his dad or whatever. You know, but he's a good guy, and he does a lot of good stuff. Cares about tennis, and we need to get more coaches caring about tennis and getting tennis back on the road. Curriculum for this pickleball. I'm sorting it out now, but I'm not the one. USTA has to sell that and develop a game plan for that and bring it to advertising and everything. But there's a lot of other problems too. So it's not just pickleball. Even though I'm talking with a lot of coaches around the country, and they're losing tennis courts to pickleball players.
Right.
And a couple of years ago, we didn't have communities. I mean, you couldn't find a tennis court.
Right.
Because they were full, and they didn't build enough in the community, at least here in Houston.
So, Coach, check this out. I'm buying, everybody out there, I'm buying a new house, and I went to a new subdivision. And I went to buy a new house. I went to look at the new house. Mm-hmm. And at the subdivision, the new amenities and whatnot, they have four pickleball courts.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And only 2 tennis.
Well, at least they had 2
courts.
tennis courts. You know where it gets me, Chris, is where Lifetime, because I believe, I'll say this, that the USTA had to give, they're doing the money to Lifetime. If Lifetime's smart, you go and you get a fund. You're going to build tennis courts, we'll give you some money. So they gave them money to build these pickleball courts.
Right.
Well, if Tim Heckler was the CEO, okay, fine, we'll give you money. You put 2 tennis courts there too, so you got a tennis program and a pickleball program. Right. But there's some lifetimes that they take away a basketball court and there's no tennis courts. Why not? So then you have 2 programs, but they didn't make sure that was part of the deal. Right. That was a big mistake. So
big mistake.
I said it. I haven't talked to anybody about that yet, but it's out there. That was a mistake. So unless I have it wrong, and they didn't give them any money, and there was no stipulations, they just wanted pickleball courts. Mm-hmm. But pickleball, I'm sorry, we got more to say about it. We won't say it right now.
It's a definite game ender, not game changer. But Coach, any boxing news that we?
Boxing, yeah. Well, keep an eye on the Boxing Corner and Pathway to Glory, YouTube, John Foster. Films by David. We're down there Friday. I'm going to be down there Friday. You can watch my Facebook. I do some live interviews. Yeah, there's 3 world champions down there, and there's 1 MMA guy that I'm going to interview. I hope to interview. and then you got Austin Trout. You know who Austin Trout is?
Yeah, you told me.
Mike, you know who Austin Trout is? Austin Trout is the bare knuckle world champion. Bare knuckle. Now, down at Main Street Boxing Gym, you got Bobby Benton. He's the owner, him and his dad, and Dwight, which I interviewed Dwight last Saturday. Dwight went 12 rounds with Julio Cesar Chavez, some guy, first one to do it. And he felt like he won a couple rounds, 6 rounds or so, so he was in the fight. He got a detached retina right when he was at the top of his game, and then he had to give it up. But he fought Meldrick Taylor, a lot of wins, great guy, a lot of great trainers down there, great atmosphere. There's everybody's so nice you wouldn't even believe it. And they got Muay Thai, so you want to do Muay Thai. Look on my Facebook, you'll see some of the guys wrestling and fighting and rolling around. And then
my son started doing Muay Thai, Coach.
Yeah, Muay Thai. That's it, man. Elbows and knees, and it's crazy. Ooh, I don't know.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. Man, I can't even imagine. Elbows, much less fists with gloves on. So Austin Trout, bare knuckle champion.
All right, guys. Thanks for being with us here at El Dorado Sports, John.
Yes.
We're gonna have a great weekend.
Yes.
And let's see what we look forward to. Gold Cup, everyone, keep your eyes open, your eyes peeled. Let's see what comes out of Gold Cup this weekend, and we'll be back with you next week, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Great to be back.
More tennis.
See you guys soon. Once
you.
a week
Thank
we'll
you
be
so
here.
much.
Talking sports.
There you go, baby. Right
Ooh.
there. That's it. Lash. Latino American Sports and Health, right there. 501c, baby. Let's go. Ooh, ooh.